Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. This is episode 69. This shit ain't cheap. So, yes, I am batch recording. So, if you recognize my floating head with my crazy body tan from previous episodes, that's why. So, if you missed it, check out episode 67, which is practice tan, and it'll explain all this insanity going on here. So, episode 69, this shit ain't cheap. If you or someone you know is looking to enter a fitness competition, whether it's bikini or some other category, just know that this is not only a physical and mental commitment, it's also a big financial commitment.
$1 million.
So I just wanted to run through and give kind of a highlight, give some ranges of what I've seen and what my experience has been, just to give an idea for you or anyone who might be looking to do this as a hobby. So this is by all means, this is not a comprehensive list, but it is a longer list. So let's get started. Number one, a trainer. I hired a trainer because I've never done this before, and bodybuilding for a competition is way different than bodybuilding for general health and aesthetics. So I've seen trainers go from anywhere from about $150 to about $800 per month. That is going to depend on how involved the trainer is. If it's group training, if it's one-on-one training, if it's one-on-one, and they're literally physically with you, like in the gym, this all goes into as factors as to how much you pay for the trainer. It depends on if they provide nutrition information. It depends on if you get only a trainer for the physical and then another trainer for nutrition. Like it varies wildly. But when I was looking for a coach, and I've looked a couple of different times, even with the coach that I have now, I've just kind of like looked around for comparison purposes. And I've seen if you were to get like one person, meaning one person who gives you the training and the dietary stuff at the same time, or at least one group that you pay into or whatever, it's between $150 to about $800 a month. So, posing coach. Happily, my coach is also a posing coach, so I don't have to find somebody else to do that, but I have had to pay her separately for the posing sessions that we have done. So I pay her monthly for the regular training, and then I had to pay her a little bit extra for the specific posing training. So I Googled around and just sort of found a range for that too. And it was from about $45 to about $200 per half hour or hour. So it was like $45 for a half hour or $90 for an hour, up to about $200. And that would depend if you were to do it virtually, like over Skype or Zoom or whatever, or if you were to be in person. So in person with this person in the gym or wherever there are mirrors or anything, that's going to be more expensive. And then you would usually need one, maybe two sessions of posing. So that would be, $45, say you're doing the half hour, it'd be $45 twice because you would need like two sessions. Okay, number three, you have to register for the competition. So different competitions have different entrance fees, and the one that I'm doing, there are way too many for me to go down that rabbit hole, so I'll just tell you about the one that I'm doing specifically. And it's kind of about the same for whatever federation you're doing. That part is a little bit consistent, and it might vary a little bit between federations, but it's not too wild of a difference. So the one that I'm doing is the NPC Federation, and it costs $185 per category, and there's a $5 processing fee, so really $190 per category. And then if you register late, which would be less than 1 week away from the show, there's an additional $75 late fee. Number 4, the fourth thing that you need to be ready to pay for is the federation card. So you need to be an athlete in the federation that you're going to be competing under. So again, for me, this is the NPC, is the federation that's hosting the show that I'm going to be in. And their card costs $150, and it's per calendar year. So from January 1 to December 31. So for example, if I was to be in the show, I'm doing my show in October. If I was going to be in an NPC show in October and then also enter another show in like January, I would have to pay twice. It's not a rolling calendar or a rolling 12 months. It's a calendar year. So yeah. So if I were to do anything in 2024, I'd have to pay again. But my one card is good for all of 2023, the one that I'm going to pay for. Okay, number 5, you got to buy a suit. So there is, there's a particular size, shape, and sparkliness that needs to happen with your suit. You can't just roll in there with a regular like bikini, beach bikini. So you got to buy a stage suit. And OMG, y'all, this can be as expensive as you want. This really reminded me a lot of my time as a belly dancer. You could go as DIY as you wanted, or you could go like as super crazy expensive with really brand name couture, designers, where literally you could contact the designer and ask them to do a couture piece that was only made for you. It would be one of a kind, and those were thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's kind of the same thing with this. I've seen suits go for as little as about $300 up to about $1,800, maybe $2,000, and those were, now to be fair, that high of a range was more along the lines of a pro suit. So this was like, I saw a couple of them where it was like the suit was also like inspired by a flamingo, so it had like flamingo feathers and like, so over the top, right? But for me in the amateur category, just basic, simple, and sparkly is totally good enough. And those range from about $300 to, I think I saw some that went up to about $800. So still like not cheap. There are some places that offer rentals, like you can do rentals, but that seems a little, I don't know, it's a little creepy to me. Plus I might, I think I shared this earlier in a different episode, but I might actually compete again. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm thinking. But, and if so, then I'll have a suit already. So if you're planning to compete more than once, then you'll have a suit for more than one time. Okay, number 6, the sixth thing that you have to pay for is a tan. It's highly, 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 highly recommended that you have a tan so that when you're under the lights, it really highlights all of the musculature and looks really good on stage. It's about $150. Number 7, a nail appointment. So in the bikini category, it's important that we look finished, polished, well put together. That's actually part of our judging, is like this overall look. So it's kind of glammed up. You want to have nice nails, a mani-pedi. You want your hair to look really nice. You want your makeup to look really good. So you got to book a nail appointment. And that can range wildly too. I know some places charge maybe like $40 for a manicure, all the way up to about $80 just for a manicure. But I would say like on average, you can get a decent mani-pedi for about $80. Number 8, book hair and makeup. If you don't do your hair and makeup yourself, there are usually artists who work with the spray tan team, where you can pay for them to do your hair and makeup for you. Hair is about $100, makeup is about $150. I have decided that I want to learn to do my makeup myself. So I'm going to work with my friend who's going to teach me how to do it. I'm not sure how much. How much she's asking for this tutorial. So that's TBD. But I figure I have makeup experience. So I think if somebody just teaches me how to do it, I'll be able to replicate it, and then I can do it as many times as I want. So let's see, number 9. I just said it. It was do it yourself if you don't pay for it. So again, hair is about $100 and the makeup is $150. Number 10, buy any needed makeup supplies. So I don't know, that's gonna cost whatever that's gonna cost. So, depending, I like MAC makeup, and so that is a higher end makeup. It's performance makeup specifically, so it will be a bit pricier than just going to the drugstore and getting whatever they have there. But that's going to be determined. I don't know what I'm going to need yet. Okay, number 11, book a hotel room. If your show is not in the city where you live, then obviously you're going to be traveling. You're going to have to book a hotel room. So I will be traveling up to Anaheim. It's about 90 minutes from San Diego. So I will need to stay overnight up there. And obviously that can vary wildly as well, depending on where you stay, depending on what city it is, all the things. But I was able to find a room. I only needed it for the one night, and I was able to find a room for under $150. I consider that a win. Number 12, body scrubs. So they really highly recommend that before you do the tan, you for a week do a body scrub and then put body butter all over to make sure that your skin is nice and soft and supple and really well exfoliated so that it takes the tan in well. I didn't do it this time because this is a practice and I don't give a shit for this time, but I will need to get that. I'm asking my coach if a salt scrub is okay. Because there's one at Trader Joe's that's really great. It's like $5. It's a salt scrub that has a lavender oil in it, and so I kind of feel like that's a twofer. So I'm really hoping that she says that that's okay, because what she originally suggested was a sugar scrub, and I don't know. I don't think there would be much of a difference, but I don't know. So I'm asking her. All right, number 13 of things that you need to think about that you will need to pay for if you decide to go down the road of fitness competition. Wax. So prior to getting your spray tan, you'll need to either shave or wax, and you want it to be as fresh and as close as possible. So I know some ladies like to shave their legs and their nether bits and their underarms. Other ladies like to wax. I used to work at a laser hair removal location, so I have had a lot of laser hair removal done, which is amazing. I highly recommend it. However, even though laser hair removal is permanent, it does not completely and forever get every single last hair follicle ever. So there's always still a little bit kind of hanging around. It's very, very thin and it's very, very light. So you need to shave less or wax less, but it doesn't mean zero. So about 2 days prior to getting the tan, you'll need to wax if you're going to go that route. If you're going to shave, then that would be like the night before. Okay, number 14, you gotta buy some shoes. So I showed my shoes on the last episode number 68, but I'm gonna show them again because I freaking love them. They're gorgeous. These are my hot ass stripper shoes that I will be wearing on stage. So my coach said that you can get just like basic, clear, whatever, like no nothing on them. And those will run you about $50. I fell in love with this exact one. These were not $50, but they were worth every penny because they're gorgeous. And they're the 5-inch heel. They have a 1-inch platform, which helps my foot. I have arthritis in my toe. And so the shoes, this is by the Shoe Fairy. And the ones that I saw after just like a quick search, were between about 100 and 150. They probably go more than that too, but to be reasonable, you can get away with like 50 to 150 bucks. Costume jewelry. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear back from my coach what she recommends. So I mean, costume jewelry you can get pretty cheap, but I also don't know if it needs to match the jewels on my suit. So if it does, I'm getting AB jewels on my suit, which is like this bluish greenish color. So if she recommends that I match it, then it might be more expensive. I don't know, because I think they're actually Swarovski crystals, which is, you know, like the highest quality crystal pretty much made. So if we have to go that route, then my jewelry might be more expensive. We'll see. But you'll need some jewels. And then number 16, I decided to book a practice spray tan. This one ran me $40. This, you know, that's not too bad. And I won't need to do this again, because once we dial in my makeup, that'll be it. We'll dial in my makeup, and then I won't have to do the practice one ever again. So this is like a little bit of a nuance for this particular show, just because I'm getting everything kind of up and running and learning how everything goes in the process and whatever. So, you know, it's an extra $40 that I won't need if I decide to do more shows in the future. But hot damn. I'll let you do the math on everything, because OMG, it can get expensive. And like I said, I gave ranges. For me personally, I tried to keep it as reasonable as I possibly could, while also getting a good quality item. But honestly, as with most things, you can make this as expensive of a hobby as you wish. I kind of like to be middle of the road. Like I said, I like to pay for quality, but I don't like to overpay. So I look for things that are a good value, and just know that I'm going to have to part with some money to make that happen. So yeah, if you or anyone you know is thinking about competing, just know that there are a lot of things and a lot of ways that you need to be committed and dedicated. And that would definitely be physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, and I mean socially too, because it gets hard. It gets hard to be social sometimes, but that's a topic that I've discussed before and for a whole nother video. So anyways, thank you so much for following along with my bikini competition journey. I love having you here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're getting close. We are about 6 weeks out now, I think. OMG, it's going pretty fast. And yeah, thank you. Questions, comments, concerns, interpretive dances, feel free to drop those in the comment section below, or you can DM me directly at Melaminah on Instagram. Thank you so much. Feel free to like and share, and don't forget to subscribe so that you get notifications going forward. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.